just thankful that you can spend these couple hours with us engaging in community conversations around themes centered around race relations in the U.S.
I went to college here in 1980. My experience with Northwest Arkansas, and especially this subject, started in 1976 with my older brother attending the University of Arkansas. I've experienced this, Ms. Killian. I've seen the signs. I've seen the signs in downtown Springdale. I know the signs, been a part of it. When I was a football player for the Razorbacks, we were told we couldn't go past the mall at night.
Wow.
And that I've had folks stop our buses to ask us why we're coming into Rogers, Arkansas.
Are you saying that in the 1980s, like Sundown Towns still existed in Springdale? Or?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I didn't realize it was that late.
My first job out of college was at the end of the Springdale Airport, the south end. My office set right across the street, what's in the industrial park now. My office was right there. And if I would go to decide to get a sandwich or something, there was a sign that I passed on the way to a place here at that time called the Y Deli here in Springdale. That emotional impact and staying in your place is still our awareness. It brings our awareness to know what we could and could not do at that time, even not just here, but in other parts of the country or parts of the South that we worked or dealt with and went to.
I got stopped last year. I was on my way to work. I work here in Springdale, and I had this cop. This was 8 o'clock in the morning. He wanted to search my car for drugs. I'm so serious. This was pretty awful. I'm a librarian, and I'm a geek, and I'm a nerd, and I work at the library. I don't have drugs in my car, and I didn't do what he said I did, but he pulled me over, and another guy joined him in case I guess they thought I was going to get unruly, and he was searching my car, and I was kind of being a smarty with him, and the other cop was looking at me like, please don't say anything, lady, just let him have. And then the one who was searching my car demanded to know why was I working in Springdale? Why didn't I work in Fayetteville? And I was like, this is like 2020. Why are you doing this? But I was like humiliated because I am not a criminal. Okay, I have a master's degree. I'm a professional woman. I don't have a police record. I've never been locked up. And then I had this jerk stop me and search my car for drugs at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm sorry. And he asked me why was I working here and why didn't I work in Fayetteville? And I mean, this was a young guy. I mean, he wasn't an older cop either. So I think the attitude is still there in some places.
We need to hear you, and it can't end there. I think that's where it starts. This is nobody should have to live in fear like this. Nobody should have to recount stories and experiences like this. And I think that we as fellow humans, and especially white fellow humans, need to support you and partner with you to create a different kind of America, a different kind of Springdale.
Safety is weird, and this is part of it is like, I feel like I grew up on the south side of Chicago, and so in some ways I feel safer than I felt growing up there. But then like there's like, I do feel unsafe in terms of like, as an African American, you know, like if I'm like jogging or just like walking, like there's a tension that I feel like, there's a questioning of like, am I safe to do this, you know, in this space or like over here, you know. Definitely experience like, you know, harassment from the cops or like, you know, pulling me over for no reason and like, you know, hands on their like guns, like as they walk up, you know. That like, but that's like normal. Like, I think as an African American, you learn to like, you kind of got to create safety mentally for yourself.
I think being in that round table, especially hearing Orson talk about what it's like in the 80s in Springdale, which I was born in the 80s, you know, and I think it's easy to think about like the Little Rock Nine as being in the 50s, and you know, just all Jim Crow being at this time period, and it's like, He's like, no, man, this is the 80s. Like, I couldn't go to the town right next to the town I was in. And he used to playing football at the U of A, you know, which is royalty around here, you know. And he couldn't even go to the town right above us. But also realizing that it's not really just history. Like, Willie Rowe got pulled over. He's younger than me, so it's not history. It's like, it's present, you know.
The two songs we selected to explore the theme of After Sundown here in the Ozarks is Sundown Town, which is written by Ry Cooder and performed by Bobby King, Terry Evans, and Ry Cooder.
Sundown Town, Sundown Town, don't let it get you bloody when the sun goes down.
When you really look at the lyrics and, you know, really get into the meat and potatoes of the song, like just well, I guess before you even know, when you just hear the song, it's like, oh my Lanta. Like, you want me to sing that? You know, my co-director and I, we talked, and like the first thing I thought was something like dark. Like, I wanted the chorus, like, we're not celebrating in this song. Like, we need to portray how serious this is. And we were able to, in our interpretation, really kind of redirect the mission of the song to where it becomes a mission of solidarity. I'm really proud of what we portrayed in the song.
Don't let them get you, my friend. No, 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 when the sun goes down. Well, I used to preach and I used to pray. Was the preachingest woman that you ever did see. But I ran my friends off one day. Now there ain't no one around that looks like them. Sundown Town.
The next song that we're going to play is a song by Jenny Driftwood, who is a native of the Ozarks, called What is the Color of the Soul of a Man? It's one of the songs, in addition to Sundown Town, that will be interpreted by our amazing musical co-directors who are with us.
Oh, tell me, if you can, what is the color of the soul of man?
I think what I like the most is our interpretations of these songs. I think it's having an opportunity to flip-flop and, you know, make it our own. I think that was brilliant idea, man.
I started playing keys with him at church, and we've been knowing each other for about 2 years now. But I've never seen him in his creative vein quite like I've seen this week.
Music, I'll say from my culture, it doesn't matter whether or not it's hip hop or jazz or neo soul. You have to feel the music first. You have to identify with the music. So just the whole, like for me, I had to, you know, I knew I wanted to be there first. You know what I'm saying? Then get the drums, like we can vibe out on that, and then I had Reggie do this. Like I feel like it's just something to grab you. Let me tell you a story.
I knew immediately upon it starting, like, okay, he has a great idea for this, and I'm just gonna, okay, all right. You said Robert Glasser colors, okay.
We don't really have a color. We just all have souls.
They beat each other on the head. They fought and fought till the preacher said, oh, tell me if you can. What is the color? What is the color of a soul of a man? Black or white? Can you help me understand? What is the color of the soul
justice and tell you to sip it slow. This is so pitiful, progression minimal. Judgment of skin tone got me running, give and go. How can I calm my soul when granny just taught me to comply? I got one question, so tell me if you can. If you can, what is the color of the soul of a man?
So I'd say with our original song, I felt like it was our time hanging out together that really affected how we wrote that. Because we're sitting around and it was like, I don't know that we want to write like a We Are the World, kind of thing. And if we could synthesize how we were all feeling into one thing, the song that got brought forward, just the original idea felt like a love song. So Michael was saying like it's all about love. Let's just make this about, let's make it a love song, but not like a romantic love song. And then Willie just went off in this other room and came back with That's Where I Found Love, or That's Where I Find Love,
I was just sitting in the studio recording room and playing the piano, and I was doodling around with Adam, and I found like a progression that just started to feel good, and I told him, I said, well, this will be the moment where I turn on my computer and hit record.
And my favorite phone in front of me. Oh, okay. Okay.
Well. Let me tell you what's on my mind. Sometime at night when I think of it, makes me sad up.
It gives me hope in the morning when it's time to get up.
Hey, y'all part of me, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm just a little country black man. It's part of me.
Yes, sir, Doc.
It's in here, man.
Yes, sir, Doc. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Today was a great day. We're blessed to be working in such an amazing space. I feel like every library in the country should have a state-of-the-art recording studio in it. And super grateful to Michael for just crushing it behind the board, engineering. There's no way I could have done this without him, and the songs are just sounding incredible, so I'm really excited.
My mama told me, tell me how to love.
What I love about this project and what I love about what Music in Common does is just being able to meet and work with amazing local musicians everywhere we go, and we've done this in over 300 communities around the world, and I never cease to be amazed at the incredible wealth of really talented musicians, and today was no exception, top of the list. I mean, just unbelievable talent.
I'm big on learning. I'm big on taking in new information. Because I feel like as long as you're learning, as long as you're receptive to new knowledge, then you'll never stop growing and you'll never stop getting better. You'll never decline.
A lot of what I've been saying is just to not only to become more educated ourselves, but to educate others. To not just leave the message with, you yourself personally, but to take that message, believe it, and then spread it, because that's how, it doesn't change with just one person. you know, you take that and pay it forward and keep the message going, I think is what I really, because just so there's more awareness and more solidarity, and, you know, it's really how we move forward is by everybody doing their part.
If I had a paradigm shift with, you know, what it's like to be living in the South, definitely. I mean, do I still love Arkansas? 100%. Like, it's my favorite place, especially this part of Arkansas.
There's a really great community of people here, and there's a real like palpable energy. You just feel it. Like once you get here, like there is something happening here. Not only just something happening, but that there's sort of like this awareness, even around the kind of stuff that we're doing, around equity and belonging.